Hello, welcome back to the drive-in. This week I'm going to take a look at the movie Bring-It-On, CHeeR-oR-DiE. I believe this is the last film in the Bring-It-On series. They kind of went in a different path, whereas those were about the cheerleading sport. This was still kind of about that, but more or less converted into a slasher possibility series of its own. Let's get started on what it's kind of about. Bring on the thrills, kills, and cheer. When Abby and her Diablos teammates are forbidden from doing any risky cheer stunts by their overly cautious school, the person being overly cautious is I think she was like the school administrator or whatever. She was the lady actress who played in Dodgeball, the lady in red. Lady that played the character actress that played in that. They fear that they will be laughed out of the upcoming regional competition. The squad comes up with a plan to choreograph a winning routine in secret at a nearby abandoned school. Once at the school to rehearse one by one, the cheerleaders begin to disappear. By the time they realize they're locked inside with the killer, it may be too late for any of them to survive. They must use their skills to fight off a killer who gives them only one choice: cheer or die. This clocks in at a very short hour and 31 minutes, but I did feel like it flew by for a movie of its source material, just because it's taking one half slasher and taking the original Bring It On series, but I thought it did the most it could out of a PG-13, considering, they toned down a lot of the graphic killing and stuff. This is out of 2022. I believe it first got its debut on the Sci-Fi Channel. I see that logo all over on this one. But yeah, this was a very surprisingly good entry. I know I've seen a lot of people on the internet say it's not a very, very good film. I have to disagree. I thought it moved by rather rapidly, and the pacing was really well done. I do think the third act of this movie kind of is messy by the end. It kind of loses its slasher appeal, but I don't know. It kind of gets kind of bogged down at the end, but for the most part, very fun movie. Let's see. It was directed by Karen Lamb and written by Allison Foss, Rebecca McKendry, and Dana Schwartz. And it stars Carrie Metters, Alton Wilmot, and Sierra Holder. This movie is currently playing on Amazon Prime. That's where I caught it. And yeah, I just was not really expecting too much out of this, because I think I've watched like the first Bring It On maybe. And I think that starred Kirsten Dunst and I'm trying to think of the other actress that played in the first one, but I think I did see some of the first one long ago. But I did hear this is the last in the series, and if you stick around for the end credits, it kind of does a choreography that they did for the things that went down in this film. I guess the first Bring It On was out in 2000, and this picks up pretty much 22 years later, and it's still going strong as a series up until this time with this last one. This one came out around Halloween of 2022 from Beacon Pictures and Universal 1440 Entertainment. And it kind of did have a little bit of a filming location vibe of being shot in Canada a little bit at times. But yeah, I really had fun with this one. You get a chance, head on over to Amazon Prime. I kind of really want a sequel to this one, because it does kind of hint with the lady in red from Dodgeball at the end. She's kind of checking off all the... you have to kind of... I'm not going to give it away, but she's kind of still checking off the people that she doesn't like on this list, and kind of acted like they were going to have another one possibly. But yeah, get a chance to check this one out. I would. This is also from Universal, if I didn't mention. Uh, yeah, very fun film. There's a look at the back. I don't know if you can see that too good. Kind of a dark video tonight because I'm shooting here at night, but I wouldn't mind seeing a BRiNg-iT-oN CHeeR-oR-DiE 2 or BRiNg-iT-oN, or or something in that vein where they kind of go maybe a little darker, maybe, but if you can keep it in that PG-13 slash soft R, I think they would be okay with this. Keep going with this series. But that's my review this week. Hop on over to Gary's Horror Drive-In. Tell your friends about the channel. I try to weekly come up with, some horror-related thing to review. And this one caught my eye. I recently purchased this one on eBay. Happy to get it. I was like I said, I was very surprised with the title like that. I thought maybe it'd be more about the cheerleading aspect, but they did a good job of building a slasher, and I'm a big slasher fan. That might have been why I liked this one quite a bit. But yeah, it was a fast-paced slasher film. I wouldn't put it on the level of stuff from the 80s, but again, I would definitely put it, with a lot of the stuff from the 90s and stuff like that. Very, very good, fine performances. I think the only thing I had a problem with is they killed this girl off right away, and she was probably one of the hottest girls in the movie. I know it sounds kind of piggish, but I was surprised they killed her off because I thought she was possibly the best-looking girl in the movie. But it is what it is, and that's my review. And hope to see you next week back here on the channel. Have a good day, afternoon, and good weekend, and have a happy 4th of July. And I'll be back next week. Good night.